afternoon, and welcome to the LSU Tiger TV Tailgate Show. I'm Olivia Andrade, joined by Michael Edens and Taylor Johnson. How are you guys feeling about tonight's game?
I'm very excited. The weather is not as cool as I wanted it to be, but I'm very excited.
What about you, Michael?
You know, I'm feeling great. This is why people come to LSU. This is why I came to LSU, you know? This environment and everything that's here about homecoming, I'm all for it.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, it is homecoming week here, so there's plenty of going on. The Tigers are back in Death Valley tonight, taking on the South Carolina Gamecocks. This is going to be a really exciting SEC matchup. What are you guys thinking about tonight? What's the feel?
Yeah, I've been excited about this game since the season started, so I'm very excited to see how they pull it off today.
And like Taylor, I've been checking my calendar, waiting for this game to come. I'm waiting for like a Lenore Sellers, Garrett Nussmeier QB battle. They've had slow seasons so far, but some of them go prove why they're both top QB draft prospects and go show it all on the field.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Absolutely. Tonight is number 13 LSU versus unranked South Carolina. Now both teams are coming off a bye week. One with a win against the University of Kentucky, and one with a loss against Ole Miss last week. So I'm very excited to see how they do this today.
That's right, Taylor. And that Ole Miss game did a number on LSU's players. I mean, Caden Durham had an injury, Aaron Anderson had an injury. We're expecting Caden Durham to come back tonight, maybe show like the same performance he had last year, and Garrett Nussmeier to be rejuvenated and show why he's the starting quarterback, why he's wearing number 18, and all that.
Yep.
Really just focusing on the details, because like you said, we're going in the SEC stretch, so none of these games are going to be easy at all. So everybody just honing on details and getting on the same page so we can all go out there and execute how we know we can.
And he might be young, but he plays like a fifth-year senior. The man who leads that South Carolina offense, Lenore Sellers, he's gained national attention this year for his speed, his agility, and his ability to run the ball just as good as he can throw it. But before all eyes turn to number 16 on Tiger Stadium, let's break down what makes him such a good dual threat. Sophomore superstar Lenore Sellers is widely considered to be one of the top quarterback prospects for the 2026 NFL Draft. Sellers' peak athleticism is key to his success. Coming in at 6'3" and 240 pounds, Sellers is all muscle. Last year as a freshman, he was third in the SEC with 674 rushing yards for 4 touchdowns. In their Week 5 win over Kentucky, Sellers rushed 81 yards over 14 carries, the most he's picked up all season. When he escapes the pocket, Sellers is the most dangerous, and LSU defensive end Jamari Butler says the key to containing him is going to be to leave him guessing and keep him in the pocket.
Really trying to contain him, because he get out in open space, he fast. He fast in, like you said, the big arm, just, you know, trying to mix coverages up, get him confused so he can hold the ball and pass rush get home.
Sellers can't just run, though. He's also one of the most talented arms in the conference. Last season, Sellers threw for over 2,500 yards for 18 touchdowns and shows no signs of slowing in his sophomore season. Possibly what makes Sellers stand out so much is his ability to read defensive coverage and adjust the offense accordingly. He handles pressure in the pocket well, and he's able to make split-second decisions to keep his offense driving.
You know, as we know, he's very athletic. He's very talented. Main thing is, you know, whether or not it's running the football or throwing it, just continue to make good decisions that keep us on the field to, you know, where we're getting first downs and staying on the field.
As a preseason Heisman candidate and the 2024 National Freshman Offensive Player of the Year, Sellers is playing his second season with his focus on becoming the best player he can be. During this game, LSU will have to find a way to contain the SEC's scariest dual threat. Blake Baker and the LSU defense are going to have to apply pressure, and more pressure if they want any chance of stopping Lenore's. But Michael, Taylor, what do you guys want to see from him tonight?
Yeah, I'm looking to see a Showtime level performance from the Lenore Sellers out there tonight. I mean, using his legs and his dual threat ability. Show what you did last year. Show why you should have won that game.
Absolutely. Like you said, Sellers is a double threat, so we've got to watch the run, got to watch the pass. So I'm excited to see how he does that. But next up, we'll have reporter Cassidy Trippinger in studio with the weather.
Welcome back. Let's get into this game day weather for the matchup between the Tigers and South Carolina. As we look around 12 p.m., which is usually the time people go tailgating, it will be 80 degrees. And as we move throughout the day, those temperatures will rise up with that high of 84. It will also feel like 84 and the UV will be 7. As we go into kickoff time around 6 p.m., it will be 79 degrees. Now kickoff is at 6:45 and those temperatures will start to go down into those lower 70s, eventually going to 61 as the low that night. That's all I have for now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Cassidy. After the break, we'll take a look at one of South Carolina's defensive ends that might give LSU some trouble. And we'll take a look what's needed for LSU and even South Carolina to win this game. We'll be right back.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love. Love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
You need some help?
Your toe chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Tiger TV Game Day Show. As we talked about a little bit earlier, this LSU offense has really kind of struggled getting off the ground this season, getting that run game going, allowing Garrett to get pressured and sacked. All of those issues, unfortunately, start with that O-line. The front five has had a hard time finding their way this season so far. They've struggled with communication and synergy. Each of the five starters is either new to LSU or is in a new position on the line, and it just hasn't clicked yet for them. They struggle with quarterback pressure and getting those crucial blocks, leading to sacks and hits on Nussmeier. And O-line problems is not what you want against a South Carolina team. They've also been battling the injury bug. Two starting linemen went down against Ole Miss, Weston Davis and Paul Mabunga. And by the second drive of the game, LSU had two inexperienced freshmen lining up. All-American edge rusher Dylan Stewart from South Carolina has already collected 22 tackles on the season. In their most recent game against Kentucky, he had 1.5 sacks and 5 tackles, and he's got no fear of finding that quarterback by any means necessary. Linebacker Brian Thomas Jr. is also going to be a bit of an issue for the Tigers. He had 7 tackles and 2 fumbles against Kentucky, and Brian Kelly is looking for the LSU offense to work together as one cohesive unit to run up the field and protect their quarterback.
I think we need to start faster. You know, we have not started at a level that is a standard of what really good offenses play at.
Olivia, I have to agree with you. It's been a slow start for the LSU run game this year, and every time they tried to use it, it just hasn't worked. They run the ball 12 times against Ole Miss, and it just seemed like too much. And South Carolina's defensive line has been stellar all year, and I think they should really show some problems for LSU, and let's get into why right now.
Now that we've talked a little bit about what LSU could do better tonight, let's get into the 3 keys that will win them the game. Number 1 is sync up. LSU's offense has been struggling, and it all comes down to communication. LSU has very talented players, and once they get them on the same wavelength, I think it'll start to click, and they'll start following through with those plays. Kyle Parker says they've been working on being on the same page in practice, and hopefully we'll see that in this weekend's matchup. They need to be confident in their ability to catch the ball, and Nuss needs to be confident in his ability to throw the ball. coming off the bye week.
Sorry.
Number 2 is don't get cocky. We have to focus on winning this game before focusing on winning any other games later.
Michael, what are your keys to tonight's game?
My keys are Lenore Sellers' dual threat ability. You know, he's been solid all year, really. He can run the ball, he can pass the ball, he can do really anything he wants out there. And when they try to blitz him, he just drops back. He can get 10 yards. He can get 10 yards either way. And I'm also looking at South Carolina's defense out here. Their defensive line has been great all year, but really I'm keying in on linebacker Dylan Edwards. He's been a great pass rusher and great player. He's led the team 3.5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking at just how they're coming in as the underdog. They're the 9.5-point favorite, like LSU is, and no one's really expecting them to win, and the fans and the players, they really wanted to win last year because they won't stop talking about it, and they're going to try to prove here why they should win.
Yeah, that game last year was an absolute masterpiece of a matchup, and this game is going to be the same, I think. Coming up, we're going to have some special guests joining us, and we're also going to have the band marching down Victory Hill. You won't want to miss it.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love. Love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
You need some help?
Your toe chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Tiger TV's Game Day Show. The LSU Tiger Band is one of the most memorable parts of attending an LSU game. I spoke with the drum major, who's making memories and history of her own. There's nothing like hearing the roar of the Tiger Band on a Saturday night. On game days, the band may lead the crowd, but who leads the band? Catherine Mansfield is this year's drum major.
I feel super lucky. It's just a surreal feeling to be standing in front of everyone, especially when we're playing, and it's just a wall of sound like coming at you.
After learning new music every week and practicing for hours in 100-degree weather, Mansfield is able to connect with the band members on a deeper level.
It really allows me to make more friendships within the band. When you're an instrumentalist, you kind of tend to stick with your section. So I just love that I get to make a lot more friends within the band this year.
While enjoying this close-knit community, she still has a responsibility to uphold. This role requires not only musical talent, but also confidence, dedication, and leadership. Tiger Band director Dr. Haloiko says Mansfield became drum major for the 2025 season after a month-long auditioning process.
The people who auditioned for the role, they've done something where they've stood out in the group and they've shown some sort of desire to help lead the group. Catherine was a 2-year section leader before she was drum major. She had a lot of leadership experience going into it.
From leading the piccolo section as a sophomore to leading the entire band as a senior, Mansfield is one of 4 women in LSU history to take on this responsibility. She says it can be stressful when all eyes are on her.
Sometimes it feels like people are paying extra close attention because, oh, the drum major's a little different this year. Like, let's watch her extra close to make sure she's doing everything correctly. But it honestly just motivates me to do even better and strive for perfection there.
When Tiger Band erupts with noise, Catherine Mansfield has done her job. You know them by those 4 beautiful notes. The sound of Tiger Stadium wouldn't be the same without the band. And Catherine is continuing this amazing legacy.
What a great story, Taylor. And when we come back from the break, we're going to have a very special interview with some members of the women's basketball staff here in the studio. So stay tuned for that.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love. Love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
You need some help?
Your toe chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. I'm here joined by women's basketball assistant coach Gary Redus and assistant director of basketball operations Joe Schwartz. How are you guys doing today?
We're great.
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Behind us is awesome. Game day in Baton Rouge, can't beat it.
Yeah, it really is something else. Thank you guys for taking time to do this. I want to start off by asking you guys a little bit about this year's roster. We heard Coach Mulkey speak last week a little bit about what each member of this team has to offer. I want to ask you guys, from your perspective, who are some players that you think are really going to have a breakout year this year?
I mean, the returners are the returners. Everybody knows Flagey. Everybody knows Michaela. I mean, KG kind of announced to everyone that she was here last year. But I mean, you think about Jada Richard, who didn't play much as a freshman, but is primed to have a bigger role this year. So we're really excited about her. We're excited about our freshman class. Our freshman class is really good. They've come in and they really compete. So, I mean, Zakiya Johnson, Grace Knox, Bella Hines, Divine Burridge, I mean, all of them. They're really good. So all of them.
You know, he mentioned most of them, but the one I think a lot of people are really excited about is Marlasia Fulwiley. Transfer from South Carolina, has been on the better side of our matchups the past couple of years, but now she's in the purple and gold, and she's been great. She's fitting great with the team. The chemistry's great, and we're excited to have her. She's extremely athletic on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. She makes plays, and we're just glad we don't have to play against her this year.
Right.
Yes, and that's funny that you mentioned that. That's actually what my next question was going to be. Can you just talk a little bit about how Malaysia has sort of meshed into this team?
Yeah.
She's really coachable. She's really coachable, and she's a winner. And she came here to get better. And I think she's really just been a sponge. Sometimes she's a little too nice. She doesn't want to step on anyone's toes. But she's come in and she's just wanted to learn. We're playing her at the point. So, I mean, fitting her right in next to Flagey and Michaela, has honestly been a seamless fit. She's having some, you know, making some progress, but it's been great. It's been great. She's getting better every single day.
And I know you talked a little bit about her already.
Well, I was going to add that you bring someone like Malaysia who has national championship experience, Final Four experience, and you pair that with Flage, who's won a national championship. Now Michaela has been to an Elite Eight, so a lot of postseason experience, and we feel like Malaysia can share her experiences with this current group and then help bring these freshmen up, because that's the biggest thing. We need leadership on this team, and I think finding out who the leaders are going to be is going to be really impactful this year as far as bringing the team along, because we've had Angel, we've had Anissa Morrow, we've had kids like that who have led us, and now it's that next man up mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm so excited to see this year's squad. I can't wait for the season to start. Just a reminder that that first exhibition game will be October 3rd at 7 against Mississippi College in the PMAC. But transitioning a little bit into tonight, what do you guys like about this LSU football team, and where do you think there's room for some improvement?
I love this team. I love the defense. I love the portal pickups. I think that I'm a cornerback in my head for some reason, even though I'm 6'6". But like DJ Pickett, like I love DJ Pickett and Mansour. Like those are my guys. So the defense is great. The energy that's going to be out there is great. I mean, we have recruits this weekend, so being able to bring recruits in and see this atmosphere and seeing it packed, like the band is coming down now, and this is crazy. So having families and recruits be able to like see this is unmatched. I mean, we can get better, but you know, it's week to week. It's week to week. So we're getting there.
I think you see chaos all over college football right now. It's anyone's game. Anyone can win it all this year. And I think, obviously, the elephant in the room, the offense, it needs to be better. They know it needs to be better. They've had a bye week to prepare. So I'm excited to see what changes they've made. I think our defense has really helped us this year in all facets of the game. They make plays. They stop teams. They hold teams below their scoring average. So I'm expecting our defense to play well. It's a night game in Tiger Stadium. We don't lose at home and at night. So I'm excited to see what the offense brings, and it's going to be a fun atmosphere.
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that you would be a corner in another life. I was going to ask you guys, if you could play any position on this team, where would it be and why?
Cornerback. I want to get coached by Corey Raymond. That's my guy. Cornerback. I'm a corner. Put me on the island by myself. I'm locking up. I'm ready.
And sorry, real quick, I don't mean to cut you off, but we want to get that band, those 4 notes. You talked about the environment. Let's cut to that real quick.
Crazy.
You, but I'll just ask again, if you could play any position, what would it be and why?
I was like, I hope you're not forgetting about it. No, that's awesome. That's amazing. I mean, I know every school has their traditions, but that right there is special. I'd be quarterback.
You got to be a quarterback.
You're going to run the ship?
I want to run the ship.
Do you see this hair?
I mean,
that is quarterback hair.
I have some swag. I can throw it downfield. I can hit my receivers.
We'll try that out, a little LSU women's basketball coaching scrimmage maybe.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
But finally, let's get into tonight's score prediction. Who are you guys picking, and what do you think that final score is going to be?
I already know mine. I told the girls this in the locker room. I think after a bye week, we're going to take care of business. We don't like South Carolina. Our football team doesn't like South Carolina. 31-14 Tigers.
Perfect.
I like that score prediction. 38-10. 38-10 Tigers. We jump on them early. BTA, let's get to it.
Well, thank you guys again so much for joining us. Y'all have been such a pleasure to have. Coming up after the break, though, we're going to take a look at some games happening right now and our predictions for those.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love. Love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Welcome back.
For this week's injury report, an already struggling South Carolina O-line is going to take some more hits, as lineman Marquis Anderson is going to be out, with fellow linemen Nolan Hay and Kason Hendry listed as doubtful. South Carolina is also going to lose 3 in their defense, with DB Miles Norwood and Judge Collier both listed as questionable for tonight's game, along with defensive tackle Troy Pikes.
An LSU listed defensive end Gabriel Relaford is out for tonight, with standout O-lineman Paul Mubenga listed as doubtful. We will see who can pick up the blocks in his absence. Aaron Anderson was listed as questionable, with defensive tackle Ahmad Bro and running back 1 Caden Durham probable to return tonight.
Yep. And it's almost time to wrap up the show, but before we do that, we're going to take a quick look at some of the other games happening in the SEC. First, we got that Red River rivalry happening. Oklahoma at Texas. Mateer back after that hand injury. He's a Heisman favorite, going against quarterback Arch Manning, who's kind of struggled to find his footing a little bit. What are you guys thinking is going to happen there?
Well, I'm always going to take Arch, y'all know that, and I got to go with Texas over here. Arch is finding his footing, but I think what better to find your footing than a rivalry? What better to find that experience and just roll with it?
I think that would be great, but I'm going to take Oklahoma on this one. I think they have one of the best defenses in the country, and I think that Arch is just not gonna go above that one.
And then next up, we'll take a look at number 7 Indiana facing number 3 Oregon. Lots of Big Ten implications in this game. Dante Moore, Oregon's quarterback, he's been really having a great season, along with Fernando Mendoza at Indiana's quarterback. Both rank in the top 10 in scoring offense and defense. What do you guys think is going to happen in that one?
I definitely think Dante Moore has had a great season with 1,200 passing yards per. That's
crazy.
He's doing great.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna have to take Oregon on this one.
You know, I'm gonna go with the upset, Indiana. Fernando Camposa, I love what he's done this season. I love their coach. He doesn't take any excuses. He's enthusiastic. I love them. I love the effort of this team.
And then finally, in that night slate tonight, we got number 15 Michigan facing off against USC. USC is actually favored to win this one. Jaden Miaba, he is a great quarterback. He's got a 69.8% completion percentage when he plays top 25 teams. What are you guys thinking is going to happen there?
You know, I'm going to take Michigan, you know. I think all LSU fans are a little salty with Bryce Underwood, you know. He didn't come here, we're a little salty, but, you know, I'm going to take him. I like him. I like their other players, and I think they're just a really good team.
I agree. I'm also going to take Michigan on this one, just because of Bryce Underwood. I think that he was great, and, you know, missed out on LSU with that one, but...
All right, and with the players going to enter the locker room right now, we're going to circle back to this game to wrap the show. Who are you guys thinking is going to take the dub tonight?
Absolutely LSU, 100%.
You know, I got LSU. I think Nuss is going to step up this game, and I think our defense is really going to be a problem for the Lenore Sellers.
Yep, definitely, and I'm going to take LSU on this one too. I think it's going to be a great game though. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and join us next week for the LSU Tiger TV Tailgate Show. Again, I'm Olivia Drawdy, that's Michael Eddins, and that's Taylor Johnson. Have a great game day. I thought you meant...